So when you are finished painting and you're ready to clean up, you're gonna have some things at your table that you need to take care of, like cleaning your palette knife or any brushes you used, cleaning out your water cup, okay? When you're done painting, you're gonna bring your water cup over with any of the supplies you used to the sink, okay? Turn on the faucet. Let's start with our tools. I'm gonna take any paint brushes I used and I'm gonna rinse them under the water until the water runs mostly clear, okay? Ooh, this water's hot. You can use your hands to rub the bristles of the brush to remove any excess paint. Once you've removed the excess paint, you want to shampoo the brushes with soap. This is the soap you will be using to clean your brushes. It's dish soap, okay? You're gonna put a pea-sized amount. When I say pea-sized amount, I mean about that much soap, okay? Just half of a squirt, not even that, a very small amount of soap. This is very strong soap. You're gonna take each brush and you're going to rub it into the soap in your hand. You may notice that the soap starts to turn another color. That tells you your brush really isn't quite clean yet, and it really does need that shampoo to get the bristles clean. You can rub the bristles gently between your fingers to get some of the excess soap out as well. You also want to make sure you're cleaning the ferrule, because paint can also get onto the ferrule of the brush as well. Make sure you're cleaning all the way down to where the bristles meet the ferrule, because some paint will get stuck in there as well. I'm going to repeat this process with all of my brushes that I used. Rubbing the surface of my palm with my brush vigorously. Okay. If there's any soap on the handle, you can bring the soap up onto the handle to get that off as well. This soap has a little bit, it's hard to tell in the video, but in person it has a little bit of a pink tinge to it. That's because there was still some of that red paint stuck in the bristles of my soap, okay? Once I've thoroughly cleaned the bristles, I'm gonna turn the water back on and I'm gonna rinse the soap out. I'm making sure the water runs all the way through, down to the ferrule, get the handle, make sure all the soap residue has been removed from the brushes, okay? These already had some staining on the handle and the ferrule and the bristles, so they are as clean as they can get at this point. Once I finish rinsing out the soap, I'm gonna squeeze out any excess water into the sink, and I'm gonna reform the brush. These brushes are flat. They should appear flat, okay? I'm gonna reform the bristles to look how it looked when I picked it up, okay? Then those are going to go into our clean brushes cup. Notice all of these brushes are bristle side up. We want the hair on top, the handle on the bottom of the cup. Once you've cleaned your brushes, you can move on to your palette knife. For your palette knife, it's a very similar process. Go ahead and turn the sink on. Rinse off the knife as much as you can with just plain water. Then you're gonna take the sponge by the sink. Get the sponge wet. If you're the first person to use the sponge, you can add a little bit of soap to it, but if you are washing your utensils after somebody else, you don't need to add extra soap because there's probably already soap in the sponge. You're going to take your sponge and you're going to clean off all of the paint off of the blade and off of the handle of the palette knife, rubbing the rough end of the sponge, rough side I mean, making sure to get off all of that excess paint. Once you've thoroughly cleaned the palette knife, you're gonna rinse. Shake off any excess water. If you want to, you can take one paper towel to dry the palette knife, okay? And they should be stored blade side up in the clean knives container, okay? Handle should be down, just like a paintbrush. Blade is up with the clean palette knives. Okay, now we've got this water cup full of dirty, gross water. You're going to dump the water into the sink, okay? Then you'll notice at the bottom of your cup, you still have some paint residue. You're gonna turn on the faucet and rinse out the cup until the water is clear. So I'm just rinsing and dumping until my water is clear. If you scraped off your paint onto the edge of the cup, you can use that sponge along the edge to get any excess wet paint, okay? If you do that, make sure you're rinsing the soap off of the cup, okay? Once your water cup is clean, you're gonna put it upside down into the drying rack, okay? If you need to dry your hands after you've cleaned up, one paper towel will do. One paper towel only. Wipe your hands off, wipe around the sink if you got any residue around the sink, and throw it away in the trash. All of your dirty paper towels, any palette paper that you use that has paint on it, any disinfectant wipes you use to wipe down your table, those also all need to make it into the trash can before you leave. Thank you for your help.